All right, folks. This is a 2020 Nissan Roque SV, all-wheel drive. We're off to the rear brakes, rear brake pads, and rotors. All right. Now to take this off over here, this is a, I forgot already. I'm gonna say a 14. It's a 14. All right, 14 millimeter bolts here. This one will come off easy with no problem. It'll slide right out. Okay. This one is going to hit the brake hose. You can't bend the brake hose enough to get that out nicely. Okay, I say that because there's a lot of hacks that will bend the crap out of it and force it out. There's really no need to force it out because once it's unscrewed, it's actually loose from this bracket. Okay, so what he did was, like I said, spin this as much as you can, pull it as far back as you can. Okay, because you can bend this and you could probably cut that brake hose. But what you want to do is just tilt this up out of the way. Okay, once you tilt this out of the way, remember this pin is already loose. The whole assembly will come out like that with the hose. All right, see the marking over there? It is exactly lined up that you cannot, well, I'm going to say cannot take this bolt off without mangling it. Okay, so don't want to mess with the hose. That is fine. Back here, there's two 17 millimeter bolts, top and bottom. That takes this bracket off. And of course, the brake pads will slide off with no problem. Okay, that's the inside. This is the outside. Well, that was the outside. This is the inside. All right, can I get a little screwdriver in there? Pry this out a little bit. There you go. All right. Yeah, they're worn. They're on their way out. All right, so we're going to take the two 17 millimeters and we're going to take them off. These are the brackets that we're going to change. They come with the new pads. All right, so let's do that. Nice and tight. And then this rotor should come free, which is already loose already. You got to transfer this little plug here. This plug is so you can take a peek at the emergency brakes or the parking brakes to see if they're worn or not. All right, and you can adjust them also. Okay, you got to make them closer to the drums, like the old school drums. All right, so I'm going to take the 17 millimeters off. I'm going to pop this bracket off, and then we are good to go. All right, I'm going to mount this right here on top of the knuckle. It ain't going nowhere. No stress on the hose. We are good. Let's take that bracket off. All right, so here we go. 17 millimeters in the back. We'll take this off, take this off, and this bracket will come out in your hand. All right. Want to clean them up, wire brush it, change new clips. The rotor should pop right out. There you go. Comes out just like that. Like I said, don't forget to transfer that rubber plug from that one to the new one. All right, so yeah, this is the rotor. See your little heat marks there? That's why we change rotors with the brake pads. All right. And what we're dealing with is AutoZone parts. Duralast 76027L and the gold pads DG905s. All right, so I'm going to do that. And these are the emergency brakes or the parking brakes. If you notice that they are in very good condition. I don't think they even used. Very little. All right. All right, so here's where we're off to the bracket. We're going to take these clips off, which come off by hand. A little rusty, of course. We're going to clean them up. We're going to wire brush it up. Especially in the little valley there where the clips go onto. Do it manually with a wire brush, but with a power thing if you wanted to. Then we're going to strike with some brake cleaner. Clean it all up. All right, like I said, in there, you can check with your pins. They were going in nice. So that'll be good. Got a little rubber boot here that fell off. We'll put the boot back on. All right, like I said, you want these pins to go in and out with, no problem. Okay, you can double check it. Perfect, right? All right, I'm gonna hit this thing with brake cleaner. Once that dries, we're gonna get the new clips in there. Good brake pads come with the good clips. Some brake pads don't come with any clips. But listen, you get what you pay for, right? And they're gonna be several clips here. Look what comes in this package. So there's different sizes. So let's pick to see which one is the one that's on yours. All right, you gotta match it up to the size of yours. The other ones are junk. All right, so let's figure it out. All right, so as you can tell, the difference is the center. Okay, this has the wider middle compared to this set of clips, which is the narrow one. That's the one for the narrow rotors. You see it? That's the difference. So these are junk. They go in the garbage. And we're gonna go with these. And these, they snap right in. So set them up. Okay. Clip and clip. Snap, snap. All right, there you go. New hardware, snapped in, good to go. All right, that's the way they sit. Now I'm going to get the rotor, clean up the rotor, get the oil off the rotor, transfer this little rubber piece here off onto the new one. Okay, don't lose it. You know how many people forget about that? All the time. All right, let's get the new rotor. Guess what, people? Got the wrong rotors here. They gave me the wrong ones. Unless these are boxed wrong. Look at the difference. You need this height for the parking brakes. This one does not have that. Okay, see how deep it is? That's where where your parking brake shoes sit. They sit in there. They can sit in there, but it's definitely smaller. So something's wrong. Maybe this is a two-wheel drive and not an all-wheel drive one. Okay, because when you put it on here, it will not fit. See it? No bueno. Okie dokie. Back to the store. Gotta change them out. All right, folks. Guess what? At AutoZone, the rotors that I showed you earlier in the video are not the right ones for this car. AutoZone only sells the ones for electric parking brakes. This is manual parking brakes, so I had to go to Advanced, the other A people, and this is the rotor, YH145536P. See how much taller it is? Because you need it for the manual brakes. Okay, so this is for manual brakes. For some reason, AutoZone does not show the listing for the manual. They only have it for electric. So you got to read the little notes. Okay, so manual brakes has little shoes and has this little cable here that goes to the back. Okay, if you have electric brakes on your caliper, you're going to have a motor in the back here. Okay, there's going to be a motor here with a connector with some wires attached to it. That's electronic parking brakes. All right, so this is manual. It uses a totally different rotor. Brake pads are the same, and that's it. All right, so I went to Advance to buy these. This is the painted rotor. This is the better model. It's like a $20 difference each because they're out of stock on the other one. Maybe because they're the only ones that have it. Oh well. Okay, let's continue. It's time to put the rotors on, clean it, put the bracket on, and then we're gonna go and depress the caliper piston in. And the good thing about this is because it's manual parking brake, that pushes in just like a normal front caliper. Okay, there's no funny tricks to it. There's no spinning of the caliper, and there's no electronic motor that you have to disengage. All right, so let's put the rotor on. All right, so here we go. Put the caliper bracket on. Tighten up the two 17 millimeters to specs. We're good to go. Put one brake pad on. The next one will go on. Nice and easy. Try not to touch the material as much as you can. Okay, time for the caliper. What we're going to do is we're going to push the piston in. Okay, so like I said, you guys have that tool. This gets pushed in just like a regular front piston. Okay, it's very simple. It should go in with ease. Okay, should be no tension whatsoever. If it is, then your caliper is frozen. Okay, look at that. Perfecto. So now we're going to clean it up a little bit. Put a little lubricant here and lubricant on both sides over here. And we're going to push it up and over. But I'm going to show you that trick with that top bolt. All right, because I remember it hits that brake hose. All right, so let me clean this up and then we'll get this ready to go for you. This way. All right, I'm going to mark you up like this. Let me show you how we do it. All right, put the bolt back in the caliper. Bring the caliper down. Okay, stick the bolt through the hole like this. All right, past the brake hose. Okay, you want to stick this in there like this, just like that. See, it's past the brake hose. And now you're just going to drop this down like that and get the other bolt and put it in. All right, just got to line up the little rubber booty over here. Goes like that. All right, there you go. All right, so you're not struggling to hit that brake hose. You're not cutting that brake hose. You're not bending it. No really manual hack that's going to cause you some problems or the customer a problem later on down the line. All right, so just tilt it up and slide it out with the bolt and you're good to go. All right, so let's just tighten these down to specs and then the job is all done. All right, take it out. Like I said, it's all done. Tighten up, good, double check everything and you're good to go. Hey, you want to see something funny? Watch this. See these little lug nuts with the little caps? Guess what? It's just a regular lug nut. What they did was they glue a little cheap cap over it. Okay, let's show it to you on this one. Look at this one. It's just a regular car lug nut. And Nissan decides to glue this little cheap aluminum cap over it. So it looks like a real lug nut. But when they fall off, that's what it looks like. Stupid, right? Oh well. It's what it is. Ain't a way to save money. But it does beat the ones that have aluminum caps all the way around, because those snap off altogether. So they used a real nut, metal, but they used cheap little caps like that. Oh well. That's it. Brakes are done. Thanks for watching, people.